Hey Willem, now before I do anything over here, you need to understand that number one, I'm not a sculptor. I have no idea about sculpting or visualizing in this sort of CAD, which is why I don't use it. But this is a free download of Sculptris, which is like a very small brother of ZBrush. ZBrush, when you fire it up, can be very overpowering. The interface will scare the shit out of anyone. Alright, this is a quick way to see whether this is any good to you. I think it's a free download. What do you got to lose? So when you fire it up, you start out with a ball like this. I don't want to overcomplicate it. What I do is I just make little faces in it to play with the boys, and the boys make kind of monsters. So over here is your palette of tools that you can use. As you can see, that's a crease one, that's a rotate one, that's a scale one. So whatever geometry you've got underneath this cursor, which is underneath my mouse, a sort of round circle, is your drawing or the size of your tool. Is what you're going to get. So like, here's a smoothing one, here's one to grab and move stuff around. If you're like me, listening to technical manuals is not going to do it for you. So the one that I normally turn on down here is symmetry. Okay, when you start out, you won't have symmetry turned on, so just turn symmetry on, and then whatever you do on the one side of the model will echo on the other. So you can kind of, if you're making faces or something, you may not want symmetry, for all I know. I don't know. Alright, so the right mouse button will rotate it around, but at any time there's always this quick help over here. You can press F1 to turn it on or off, and the closer in you zoom, the smaller your work area becomes underneath the mouse. So for fine detail, it's quite intuitive. So for sweeping details, you'd work back and make changes. If you want to come in and work on, say, a nostril, you'd zoom right in, so you only made a nostril size hole or whatever it is. Now I only kind of know faces, and when I say I know faces, please don't laugh. Like I said, this is not my not my thing. All right. Okay, so all these tools, the opposite of it will be achieved if you hold down the Alt key while you're doing it. So I'm going to use the inflate tool to show you, let's say, making an eyebrow. So I'm just taking my left mouse button and I'm drawing over the top of the model there, and you can see what it's doing. It's inflating it's picking up, depositing material down, if you will. Now if I use the same tool, not changing tools, and I just hold the Alt key down, alright, I'm going to zoom back because I want a nice big eye socket, something like that, and I can sort of press an eye socket in there. Ugh, that's a bit monstery. Like I said, just bear with me, this is not really my thing. So what I want to do now is I want to maybe inflate a little bit of area over here to pull a nose out. So I'm going to just draw without the Alt key, something like that. Maybe some more bridge of a nose over there. Okay, and I want to start pulling that around a little bit. So I'm going to use the grab tool. So first, hang on, let me finish these sort of details over here. So I'm going to go in. How do I pan? Locking camera. How do I pan? Space for tool. Alt middle mouse. Middle mouse, shift and middle mouse. Oh, there we go. Shift and middle mouse will pan your model around. Alright, so let's zoom in and plop some lips on this guy. I've got a top lip and a bottom lip over there. So start out with kind of vague. Oh god, that's disgusting. Anyway, okay, this is not a competition to see who's the best sculptor. I already tell you I'm not. So I think I need to deposit a bit of material down there for the kind of nostril area. I wish I knew anything about sculpting. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go in there, and I'm just going to hold the Alt key, and I'm going to punch in little holes for the nostrils, and I'm going to use the crease tool. Like over here, I need a boys. Sorry about that, my misbehaving children. I'm going to go use the crease tool over here. You can see that there's actually, when you highlight it, there's a shortcut. It shows you the E. If you press E, it will bring up the crease tool if you don't want to keep clicking with the mouse. I'm going to go to the crease tool, and I just want to pinch that area in between there. So you can see what it's doing. It's finding the hollow. That's like kind of, oh guys, having getting a decidedly African appearance to him. Alright, so I'm going to move over to maybe a grab tool now, and I'm going to start just pulling some stuff around. When you click the grab tool, switch off global. Alright, turn that off, and then I'm just going to give him a nice big fat nostril like that. So you can tell that if you're the kind of person who works visually, a tool like this is quite an easy way to get into sort of CAD sculpting. And did I mention that it's free? Ugh. Let's make him smile. We're going to make a more sweeping change over there. Bring that up. There we go. Hey! Like I said, not my strong point, which is why I don't use software like this. I use sculptural software. So I might try and explode an eye inside there. Okay, I'm going to stop at this point. Willem, have a good one, mate. Cheers.